When Barry Keoghan is dressed better than you? Reflect. Hello and welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Gelato, and for the longest time I've loved fashion, makeup, artistry, and if I ever had the budget, I would dedicate my entire life savings to attending the Met Gala, because your girl loves dressing on a theme. Now this year, I'm not invited, but I'm going to do the next best thing, and I'm going to take you guys on a little trip down memory lane and look through the past 7 Met Galas. Welcome to the Met Diaries. The theme of the 2024 Met Gala was Sleeping Beauty's reawakening fashion, and much like the 2022 Met Gala, had a dress code that branched off of the theme, the Garden of Time. In reference to the overall exhibit, Max Hollin, a Met director, stated that the Met's innovative Spring 2024 Costume Institute exhibition will push the boundaries of our imagination and invite us to experience the multi-sensory facets of a garment. Sleeping Beauties will heighten our engagement with these masterpieces of fashion by evoking how they feel, move, sound, smell, and interact when being worn, ultimately offering a deeper appreciation of the integrity, beauty, and artistic brilliance of the works on display. Furthermore, Andrew Bolton, a Met curator, said, "Fashion is one of the most emotional artistic forms because of its connection to the body. It is imbued with memory and emotions, and we relate to it very much via our senses. One thing I hope this show will activate is that sensorial appreciation of fashion." The dress code, The Garden of Time, was a reference to a short story written by J.G. Ballard, who is a contributor to Vogue magazine, and it explores themes of inevitability and the feeble force of mortality in the face of time. In it, a couple, Count Axel and his countess, live a lavish life in a beautiful villa. While the couple enjoy their days in their home, they notice an angry mob of villagers approaching them. So as to enjoy every day just like the last, unaffected by the mob, Count Axel has to go into his garden every single day and pluck a glass flower, which is enchanted to reset time. In doing so, the couple are unaffected by the mob, until they find that there are no more flowers to pluck. By that time, the angry mob reaches their villa, only to find that the Count and Countess have been turned into stone statues, wrapped in thorny belladonna plants. This story demarcates the necessity of humanity surrendering to time and understanding the inevitability of discomfort from which the importance of memory arises, linking back to the overarching theme of the exhibit. The exhibition featured 220 various pieces, all from the past 4 centuries. They were all tied together through some visual connection to nature, which was described as a metaphor for the transience of fashion over time. The exhibition was structured around 15 central pieces, the Sleeping Beauties, which were garments that were too fragile to be worn again. These pieces were accompanied by modern counterparts that took inspiration from the predecessor pieces. The focus was on humanity's sensory perception and the appreciation of fashion, which manifested into interactive features including sensory walls and aromas. It's time for my final bit, judging the red carpet looks. Let's go. And for the final time, we have 3 categories: the best looks, the honorable mentions, and then the UGO looks. And the criteria we're looking at is it pretty and does it fit the theme? Let's get into it. So starting off with our best dressed, we have Usher, and I love like the modern take on what the Duke from the story could have looked like with this dark black cape and the hat, and they're all like very timeless pieces, which works with like the overall theme. And I love the little like red dripping like flower. The only gripe I have with this is that because he's got that shiny like plastic red flower in his hand, having the shiny plastic black flower on his collars kind of takes away from it a little bit, but like that's sort of only it. But it is a really nice piece. Then next up on the best dress list is Zendaya, who showed up in not just 1 but 2 amazing outfits. So let's start off with the blue one, and this is giving peacock, exotic, which for me is like a reflection of the Garden of Paradise scene from the silent film Metropolis, which is worth seeing if you go check it out. But yeah, it is a really well done piece and reflective of the theme. But my favorite of her 2 looks has got to be the second one. It is quite similar to Usher's in the fact that it's black, but it is on theme with like the flowers being the garden thing, but also again timeless pieces like the corset, the sleeves, the huge train, and it's like potentially a nod to the Duchess from the story, which like no notes, it's so beautiful. Then onto our honorable mentions. So we have Tyla in the sand dress. I love this, like the body is bodying, the theme is theming. with like the sands of time. I love the hourglass accessory, and I like that they put like fake sand or whatever it is on her shoulders. Like it's a little bit more extra to what could be like a more plainish sort of interpretation of the theme, or a more cliche one, but I really did enjoy this look. Then we have Sydney Sweeney's look, which for me is potentially a look relating to the Duchess from the story, because it's got all these little flowers on it which like relate to the glass flowers from the story, and like the black hair and the gloves. It's very timely, I will say. Moving on, we have Lana Del Rey. I love this. It's like, what does her music look like? This is what it is. And her music, like the genre of Lana Del Rey, is very Sleeping Beauty's Reawakening Fashion and the Garden of Time. So yeah, she really couldn't have done any better with that. And then my last look on the honorable mentions list was Elle Fanning's look. I did really like this. It was something a bit creative. I'm usually not a fan of nude illusions because they're not really done the best, like according to me, which is like, who am I? But I really did like this. It like literally looks clear, and the way the birds are just like flying off of her is so ethereal and just like perfect for her, like her essence. And of course, my all-time favorite bit, the ugly ones. First up, we have Jessica Safati, which I'm pretty sure is how you say her name, but this is just lazy. It's just lazy. It's the theme was Garden of Time, and you chuck on flowers. Do we not have any original thoughts? And also it's ugly. Like I've said before, I'm not a fan of like the pink and red combo, especially like hot pink and then bright orangey red. I'm just not here for it. But it's so like, you know that trash dress from Cruella? It's like the bad version of that. Like that took trash and made it treasure. This is just trash. Next up, we have Maria Sharapova, and this is not like too horrible, but it's definitely like not my favorite. I think like the color of the dress and the color of the outside thing doesn't have to match. Sometimes it's even better when it doesn't, but I would prefer that there's like a significant color difference. Like it either has to be a completely different color that is still like matching in some way, or at least significantly darker. Whereas here it's just too similar that it just looks odd, and like it's not really like giving on theme. Like maybe timelessness. The only thing timeless about this is potentially the neckline and like the silhouette of the sort of cape kind of thing going on, but also it's so like wrinkly and like scrunched up and just sort of like ugly looking. And finally, what is probably the most infuriating out of these all is Chris Hemsworth. Like, come on. What now? Why is it the most infuriating? He was a co-chair. He was a co-chair of this Met Gala, and he turned up looking like that. I feel like he's worn this already. I feel like he's worn this to the Infinity War premiere. That's probably what he wore, because it just looks so like, yeah, this is just like my typical Tuesday fit because I'm a rich celebrity. Which is like, come on, my fellow Aussie, you gotta do better. Like, he has got so much money. So much of that Marvel money. And he's a co-chair. And this is what he pulls out. When Barry Keoghan is dressed better than you, reflect. Reflect. And with that, the Met Diaries comes to a close. This series has been one of my most enjoyable projects so far, so thank you so much for everyone who followed along, who engaged with it, and hopefully this content really resonated with you. As always, like and subscribe, comment down below your favorite and then your least favorite looks. Chris Hemsworth, don't test me. And yeah, I can't wait to see what the future holds for fashion and this channel. All right, love you so much. See you in the next one.